He's built the same way right now. He could go play at least a half of football, I believe, and make an impact.
Well, you know, when I left the NFL, I started a nutrition company. And that's literally what I eat, breathe, and do every day. I run Nutrition 53. And, you know, we have 3, flagship products. We have a fat-burning meal replacement, Lean One, a brain-focused product, Neuro One, and a natural sleep aid, Sleep One. And the combination of that, it's what I do every day. And I believe those are the pinnacles of staying in great shape, looking good, feeling good, staying lean, smart, and sleeping well.
So you're saying my diet of frozen pizzas and soft drinks isn't a good plan?
That may not be a good recipe for success.
Yeah, what is
hey, Jack, I think you need your Mountain Dew here. Would you like your...
No, I got my water.
When you talk about the discipline of being a professional athlete, how did that benefit you, having the discipline to live the healthy lifestyle and to stay on the path? Because you see a lot of these guys, once they leave the league, it's no holds barred on that waistline.
Yeah, you know what? It's fit or fat. There really isn't much in between. And, to me, I was detailed down to, back when I played, to every calorie in my body had to count. And I wanted to make that calorie be the right calorie and have it work for me. So that's what I do now. I count calories. I put in my body what I know is good for it. And, hey, I told my wife, I said, you know what? If I die early, I'm going to be pissed off because I do all this stuff. I take 100 supplements a day. I drink my Lean One shakes, my Neuro One, Brain Focus. I do it, and literally, if something happens to me, I'm going to be peed off.
Bill, let's talk a little bit. I mean, you're a guy who was just a force on defense.
Yeah.
Which defense in this game has more pressure on it?
I think the defense that has the most pressure on it is the Chiefs. Because they...
High five right there. Yeah. That's what I said.
Because they got to stop. If they don't stop, the 49ers running game, it's going to be a long day. Because the key to this game, to me, is keeping Patrick Mahomes on the bench, sustaining drives, and the only way to do that is the 49ers recipe is running the football. Mm-hmm. We all know that Jimmy Garoppolo, good quarterback, but he's not a guy that is good coming from behind. And if you put him in a position where it's got to be a shootout against him and Mahomes, we all know who's going to win that battle. It's going to be Mahomes. And Jimmy's good for one mess up a game. We all know that too. So when is that going to come? I almost, I've said on a couple interviews, I said, hey, I'd throw an interception early just to get it out of the way because it's going to come.
And that's what they've been able to kind of, I don't want to use maybe the word protect him, but if they're running the football and they're burning up 7-8 minutes at a chunk, you don't need Jimmy to go be a hero.
You don't.
If you get in the fourth quarter, we were talking about this earlier, can he go out there and get you an 80-yard drive to Joe Montana style? I don't know if he can. You know what?
That is, hey, he did it against the Saints.
Right.
He came up big and, at times in that game where you're like, wow, he does have it. Where it's not all about, Kyle Shanahan protecting him, calling the perfect play, just making sure he doesn't put too much on his shoulders, because, Kyle is phenomenal at doing exactly what each guy, what they're capable of doing. And that's what brings out, the best in the players is when you have a coach that knows everybody's talent and how to utilize that talent to make it all work together.
So which of these two coaches would you rather have prepare you for this game?
My X factor, I'm going to say this, is it's Kyle, and it's because he's got a dad that I played for who's won 3 Super Bowls, 2 as a head coach, and watches every practice, every game, is a part of the installation. He talks to Kyle on a regular basis. And how nice is that to be able to, Mike Shanahan's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's probably arguably one of the best play callers in NFL history, one of them. And he's still sharp. He knows the game. And, I think it's a passion of his to be able to assist his son, not take credit for it. He sits in the background. And I think he's fine with that. And he's like, real proud of his son. It's like I texted him. I said, congrats, on the victory. You must be so proud. He said, you have no idea how proud I am.
You talk about going into the family business, that's for sure. Let me ask you something about this, because I remember watching you as a player, and you were like, I'm coming at you. I'm going to get you. You're in trouble. What do you think about obviously you want to balance the health of players after the game. What do you think about how would you incorporate your style of play with the rules now about so many things? You're not just instinctive. You're thinking about, I got to come in at this angle and don't do this and don't do that. You've seen that transition from your playing days until now.
Oh, I was one of the most fine guys back when I played, and I was a head hitter.
Right.
I used my head as a weapon, and that was my mindset. And to think fast forward to now, hey, the speed of the game, I was fast. I could cover. I was great on a tight end. I was great with, covering backs. That wasn't an issue. But I tell you what, when it came to tackling guys, these guys now, they get paid too. Okay, that's what I always used to say. They get paid too, and they get paid to make me look bad. And it's everything in my power to try to get them down. And I'm going to take my shot at times, using my shoulder on an every down basis. It would have been a hard transition. And when you have to think about it in the NFL, you are beat. You are beat. You can't think. You have to react.
So when you get a quarterback like Mahomes and you've got to get ready, I was the guy that had the red jacket, Captain Obvious on, and said it's all on the 49ers defense. How do you prepare for that guy in a film room? What are you looking for to help you be as prepared as possible for what he could do to you?
You know what? I think really what it is not trying to do too much. My great coaches that I played in Super Bowls for, started with Bill Walsh, George Seifert, and Mike Shanahan, and I won 4 Super Bowls with those 3 coaches. And the big message was, don't try to do too much. You play relentless football, but you play your responsibility and then fly to the ball. And as soon as you just focus on that, and it at times sounds easier than it is, because you want to make that big play in the Super Bowl. And I was fortunate to make big plays. I've had an interception. I've had a sack in Super Bowls, big time hits, but staying in your lane and making sure that you have 10 guys next to you that you also hold accountable for their job.
What's the frustration level like with a guy like Mahomes? Because you've scouted the play. You recognize his formation. Okay, the play breaks down, and now he turns it into a 50-yard play.
Yeah. We had to play against Brett Favre. I know what that's like, and he was a master at that. It's Mahomes has got a little bit of him in him, but he's got a little more running ability than Brett. I played against Randall Cunningham, who was a guy back in the day that was fast.